live in God's imagination. And Steffin Phifer is my name and occupation.
Super Steph is a bird to plane. It's me. That always makes him laugh, right? Hold it down.
Does. Every time.
Hold it down for gospel. HA, as well as the Steffin Phifer video show, and I'm here with the one and only, the amazing Miss JOVITA Sheppard.
Thank you so much for your interview. Again, this guy's amazing.
We met probably about a month ago in Willingboro.
Yes.
At Anton Milton's
Yes.
event, and it was an experience, was it not?
Yes, it was amazing.
Yes,
The Lord
and
met us.
now we're at the TBN studios in New York.
Yes, you guys have traveled.
Yes, yes. You know why?
Yes.
Because I love your music.
Wow.
I love your music, and ever since I got your album, I have been bumping it nonstop.
Wow.
I kid you not. It's in the car right now. I kid you not.
I believe you.
And I've been playing it on my show every day. Like,
wow.
Oh
Shine
no.
on
Ugh. That's the song right there. I just
Amen.
speaking of that song, like, so how did you come up with that song?
Well, I mean, surprisingly, I was just in a place of worship, so I thought, and the Lord, you know, just enlightened me. Like, I want my love to expose who you really are.
Mm.
You know, when you look at your life and you see like where you are, it's really not worship until God begins to really expose you to you.
Mm.
And so the love of God that I felt in the car while I was driving, I was like, wow, Lord, you love me enough to expose this stuff that I am, you know, get beneath the surface and just expose my heart. And that's where that song was birthed out of. It was like, Lord, I need you to shine your light, you know, shine your light on me and expose where we are. And too often we come, you know, we attend church and we're never really open before God. We're never really transparent before the Lord. And so it's important to me when I get in his presence that he shows me who I am. You know, it's not what they say, it's what he says. And so in that very moment, the love of the Lord, his amazing love, is really beginning to strip me, you know, of me and kind of expose us. And then after that, like, you want the more of his glory. You know, like, you can't leave an encounter like that or an experience between you and God like that and not ask for the more of his glory. And so that worship song is really means a lot to me because it says so much in about 5 to 6 words.
Yes, yes.
And it's so pure. And I believe the Lord birthed it in a very sincere way.
Now, is Deliver Me From Me, is that like is it you know?
Deliver Me From Me came exactly when I was I think I was at like rock bottom. And, you know, often we can blame other people for why we fall and why we make mistakes. And God was just like, no, you know, this is not deliverance just from your issues. It's from you. Because you keep making those same mistakes. You like put the onus where it belongs. And so I didn't have enough intellect to articulate where I was or where I needed deliverance from. And so I just was like, Lord, please deliver me from me, my foolish ways. David even says, like, Lord, deliver me, you know, from my foolish ways, my sinful ways. I keep falling. I keep doing this over and over again. And that's the state that I was in. And so it was more of a cry from my heart, you know, to God's ears. It was in a place where, again, the people were like, hey, Joe, you're so anointed. I'm like, y'all have no idea how far my heart really is, you know. And so when God begins to expose you, you cry out some very, you know, some very real things. And that was one of the realest statements I think I've ever said to the Lord, like, God, please just deliver me from me.
Yeah, because I go straight from the first song I was talking about to that song, and I figure it's like, is it in the same key?
I don't even know.
Is it? Because I was like,
it could
like,
be.
you can play these back to back and everything. Right. But so we're at TBN. How did you hook up with TBN? It's your second time, right?
This is my second time. The first time we came on, and it was an amazing experience. And I just want to say thank you. I never got to openly say it, publicly say it, but I want to thank Bishop Noel Jones for bringing me along with him that first taping, and the favor of the Lord is so upon my life. Again, it has nothing to do with Joe. I just believe I'm walking in the favor of God. It's not that I'm so extraordinary. I really believe that the favor of the Lord is upon me. And so Bishop asked us to come with him. He was doing an interview, and that's how I really got on the show. And they heard some stuff on Reverb Nation, and they chose the song that they wanted me to minister. And from that experience, God really knitted the hearts of the producer from TBN with my manager, and they've been speaking back and forth. And so when this opportunity came, we were blown away. We didn't even know they were doing this. And so, again, the favor of the Lord is amazing. And so that's basically how it happened for us to have a full show.
It was an amazing show, and you really, really touched everybody in a place that I think they need to be hit, you know, in a real place. You talked about discipleship versus just going to church. Can you just like touch a little bit on that again for the people who weren't in the room to hear that? Because I think we need to hear that.
Yeah, my pastor is really lately been opening up our eyes because we've been polluted with a belief that once we say the prayer of salvation, like we're in. And so you getting just saved based off of, you know, your confession, and that's with your heart. But Christianity, the conversion, you know, really takes that discipleship piece. And so many people just run up to the altar and just do that prayer, and they're like, yeah, I'm good. This assures me a spot in heaven. But the Lord wants to actually convert our hearts to righteousness. There's so much, you know, there's so much he wants to unfold with us. There's so much he wants to do with us. Like, don't stop there. And so I've just been it's been seated in my spirit. And so I've been encouraging everybody, listen, church attendance does not assure you heaven. It doesn't. It really doesn't. When you are converted in your heart, when it's not about your will, you know, when you're really relinquishing your will and God is Lord over your life, meaning he's Lord over every decision that you make, that you make, over every move you make. Literally, it may be deep to some, but when you're at that point with God, then you can say, do you see fruit? And you say, I'm a real Christian at this point. It's that discipleship piece that really, and I want to encourage that, because especially for our generation, we have no idea, you know, what a devotional life means. Praying, why do we do that every day? Worshiping, why is that so important? Why we pay our tithes, like why we do what we do. You know, and so that enlightenment to especially our generation, we're faced with these huge giants, and we can't defeat it based off of church attendance. We got to be discipled so that we can retain God in our thinking, that when the enemy comes in, we can resist him and he'll flee. Wow. So the discipleship piece is extremely important, extremely important.
You have an amalgamation of sounds, different influences in you know, in your music. Is there any place you felt like you haven't gone yet musically? You've done so much.
Yeah. Well, I want to experience worship in third world countries. I want to go just to a different place, like literally leave the U.S. and just go and sit in these places and just hear their sound, because I believe, you know, it's not going to just be us in heaven.
Yeah.
And so have I tapped into a sound? Yes. But there's so much room. God is so huge, and so is his sound. And so I believe when I experience different cultures and not just genres of music, but different cultures, I believe God is going to increase us. And I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what that sounds like, you know, in worship in Beijing and in worship in Russia. What does that authentic sound like? Wow. That authentic worship sound like? And so I cannot wait. I'm overjoyed just thinking about it, like seriously, because I know we're not the only ones, you know, here. So I'm excited about that. And so have I reached my limit? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I believe God is going to just allow me to experience certain things naturally, and he's going to take me deeper spiritually.
Well, I want to plug everything you're working on now. I heard you have a T-shirt line?
Yes. Committed Fashions is our T-shirt line. We make positive We send positive messages out to everyone, and that can also be accessed through Reverb Nation and off of our website. And so we're going to relaunch it because God has really directed me into the purpose of it. And so I don't want to just do it just to say, oh yeah, this is something that she does, but he's connecting it more to our outreach ministry. And it's going to allow us to clothe people who can't afford something so small as a t-shirt. And so I believe that God is going to move through that as well.
Anything else coming up next that we could check out, besides TBN?
Yeah, you can definitely stay tuned for that. But just stay connected to us at Twitter. And you can add me at Joe Ryder. You can find me on Facebook. I'm JOVITA Sheppard. Our Reverb Nation page, I'm JOVITA Sheppard. So you can really find us all over the social networks. And just stay tuned because God is doing some great and marvelous things for the ministry.
And TBN, do you know when that's going to be airing?
It's supposed to air in November, but again, please stay tuned. We're going to blast it everywhere. When we get the exact dates, it's going to air.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Miss
Thank you.
JOVITA Sheppard, for being on the show. Super Steffin the Birds playing. It's me. I'm here with Miss JOVITA Sheppard. Gen Genius.